happening? Okay, it says that I'm live. Now let's go over here and see if it doth tell the truth. Okay, well, it says Zoom broadcast and that it's private, but it also says one is watching. How does that even work? Okay, I don't know if this is actually live or not. It's the first time with the new channel, so I'm sorry. There's this all the time. Okay, it says live, but it doesn't. Yay, okay. All right, now I can see. All right, well, I can see the comments now, so thank you for tuning in, even if it's just AI. Thank you for being here. My name is Sheila. This is SassySeerSheila, and I know that I haven't been here in a while, except in recordings. And those of you that have been following me for a while on my other channels, Conscious Conversation Central and Corona Rising, will know that this is very unusual for me, but I don't know. I've been very, very, very introspective and feeling something huge coming. And I'm hoping to do a conversation with my housemate, Lisa Flamino Rush, and my other partner, Chris Hemphill, Journey Intuit. On Monday, we're hoping to do a DIY ascension. And we're going to be speaking on something new and exciting. So this is sort of a prelude to that. I'm not going to give you all the information, but part of why you've not seen a lot of activity filling out this channel is that this channel is going to probably, I'm not going to put my attention into this channel. Something new has come along, and I suspect that this something new is going to be rather large. And so give you a little heads up about that. That's coming up. I have been, however, hot and heavy recording this book. All right, so I've already gotten through volume 1, completely finished with it. And you'll find all of it on a playlist here. The Handbook for the New Paradigm, volume 1, in its entirety is up in a playlist. You can listen to it. You don't have to watch the video. You can just listen to me read. I know sometimes I get a little carried away because I'm reading it out loud and read to myself and to you at the same time. And quite frankly, I can't hardly take the synchronicities in which seem to be presenting themselves. The very fact that this book, and see, here's how all this really works to me, all right? By moving only towards that which brings one joy in each moment, I am now seeing the perfection of those moments in ways that I cannot unsee. And what I mean by that, this book came into my field, presented to me by someone I hold in very high regard, but I wasn't drawn to read the book back then. I didn't even feel any sort of a pull or anything. So I didn't move toward it. Approximately, that was 2 years ago. So approximately a year later, I was nudged to now purchase this book. This book has been here. I think I had this book in my possession when I was finishing the Jeshua channelings. And those of you that have found this channel from the demise of the other channel, you know that about the Jeshua channeling. So by the time my book group was finished with the Jeshua channelings, and we were on to the soul's journey, I was nudged to purchase this book. But I wasn't drawn to begin it. And we were going to do the big toe next, but all of a sudden I was so drawn that I had to, and I've been recording it ever since. So that's part of that. I think there's a whole lot of, there's a lot of synchronicities that I'm seeing that I wouldn't have seen, I think, had I tried to take this data in back when it was first presented to me. I've noticed by now beginning to relax into myself that everything okay, I'll just keep it right here. Everything I set up for myself will come to me if I relax into myself. I, the larger I, have all of this in hand in some way, fashion, shape, or form. And all I have to do is really kick back and allow my soul to lead the way. Easier said than done, not going to lie, but getting in here and experiencing myself in this whole new way has really changed the perspective on just everything. Just everything. So I was guided today to do a reading for myself, the collective, whomever tunes in, especially those that are here now. If you felt drawn, then chances are there will be something here for you. It may not be all of it. It may not be any of it. You may have just been drawn to experience my energy for whatever the reason it is. Have no idea. I'm convinced that even those that we think are walking through life blindly, right? No, it's not like that at all on any sort of level. Oh my goodness. The dissolving light is what just came flying out. It's card number 3. For me, that's the Trinity. That's every time I feel into, I know that polarity goes like this, right? That's just part of the story. That's not the whole of who we are. That's just a little piece. And there's more, way more. And it's just that so far as all we've allowed ourselves access to in these moments. And again, like I said, it's all experience. So I just love that this is what's coming through because, well, again, there's a lot of synchronicities here. I have been sort of in a full-on hermit mode. Well, as you may know, because I haven't been here. And so okay. The dissolving light, card number 3. I died as mineral and became a plant. I died as a plant and rose to animal. I died as animal and I became human. Why should I fear anything? When was I ever less by dying? Good gravy gracious. I'm sorry, but that means a lot to me on a lot of levels because the internal guidance I keep getting, and I have gotten since my very first conscious brush with death, is that there are parts of this human vessel that are unequivocally dying. Bye. And other parts that are being not just reborn, but born for the first time. And And those that have been really tuning into your field, your body, you know this. You can feel the molecules in your body are vibrating. We all know this. We can feel it, right? I mean, I can't all the time, just when I purposefully tune in, right? Sometimes I can feel it when I don't want to. Because sometimes they're pretty intense, not gonna lie. But there's been a lot of damage done to my own personal physical vessel. So that's to be expected. and it's been my challenge. Yeah. And I'm excited to report that my experience of those challenges has changed because of my outlook and my perspective, right? So dare to take my hand and become set alight with holy fire, my cherished one. Step forward with me. Let us burn together, dissembled in the light that cannot be extinguished. This is the light that burns with such incandescent truth that no falsehood can withstand its audacious vibrancy. Come with me now to the light. Together we shall melt into the truth. Oh boy, I'm sorry. Talk about every molecule in your body going off. I'm sorry, that was lovely. There is a light so intense, so powerful, that nothing other than itself, its own truth, can exist in its presence. It is the sacred seed, the star of your being, lit up from within. It is the light that never goes out. It is the light that is so powerful. It is beyond duality of light and dark, cannot ever be distinguished or diminished, and quite simply, beyond all logic, just is. Certainly no lie or deception, no boundary or defense can remain intact in its presence. The blazing divinity of this light sears through any pretense, annihilates illusions, and takes us into stark experience of divine truth. I have experienced this, by the way, at least twice. It is gentleness, and yet it cannot be overcome. It is enduring power, and yet it is tender. Though you seek the divine and even know it as love, you also know that it is fierce, wild, inexplicable, and demanding beyond all measure. It wants you completely, utterly, without condition. There will be times in your life, such as now, when there is something not worthy of you that must be released. This is a falsehood, a lie, or deception of some sort that you have come to believe about yourself, your life, or perhaps even another. You may know what that deception is, or it may be about to be unveiled. It is not a cause for fear or concern, but for celebration. An illusion has or soon will be released, and you shall become freer, free in a way that only truth can provide. Well, how? This is in some ways a continuation of, I was guided to, and I haven't done this in quite some time, I was guided to watch my sun, moon, and rising sign readings from San Tarot. Holy crap. It's as though that woman was standing right next to me reading my entire field. Go take a look at the Aquarius reading and tell me you don't see me in that. Because especially if you followed me since the Conscious Conversation Central days, because I'm telling you, it's huge. At any rate, the thing of it is that all three of those readings together are saying exactly this right here, that I've been in hermit mode. There's something that is coming in that my field is integrating, and only you may know what that deception is. And so far, I haven't figured out exactly what it is that I'm still in resistance to, but I'm working on it. An illusion has or soon will be released, and you shall become free in a way that only truth can provide. And that's a true statement there for myself too, in such a huge way. This oracle comes to you as a sign of that which is to come, and soon. Okay. The beloved divine presence is calling to you, igniting within your deepest being so that it may have its way with you. The divine wishes to live through you and into the world, reaching into the hearts of many and igniting those hearts into greater life. Now, I know this is true. I've been told, my own inner guidance tells me that my voice activates not only me, but others as well. And that is true, but of anyone who has a desire to do anything like what I'm doing. There's a part of that frequency that resides within them as well. That's part of what drives us, I feel, personally. It will stop at nothing until the entire human race is restored to the wild divine freedom of ecstatic divine reunion, completely and utterly ignited in love. Oh my gosh, that feels so good to me right now. And so the great lover, the divine, calls for you to enter into the white hot field of its passionate presence. Well, that's a very specific message to me in particular. Oh boy. Okay, because I know exactly what that means. There will be sizzle and burn. It cannot be otherwise. In the height of summer, you cast aside the layers of clothing you require in the winter. This is natural. You do not think twice about it. As you approach the radiant sun of divinity, your emotional and psychological layers are to be shed too, for they are too heavy for the heat of the great spiritual sun. What cannot stand the heavenly heat is to be cast aside swiftly by conscious choice, or shall simply burn up, dissolving in the light and melting away. What is left shall be what is true. So here is your guidance, sweet lover of the great beloved. Give it up. The smallness, the conditions, the fears and doubts, the lack of reverence for yourself and life, the belief that somehow things are not okay or aren't going to work out. That is all a paltry attempt at truth. I feel that's a true statement right there. You are coming into a truth now that is far more worthy of you. A truth with a capital T, the big truth, love, trust, surrender. This is about a sacred shedding without fear or holding back. Cast aside whatever would hold you back, rather than free you to fly into your divine destiny. You are not to be the same from this moment on. That is the holy word, the word inscribed in living divine fire inside your sacred art. Wow, of all the cards to come flying out, this one and today. This oracle brings you guidance. Trust in your changing perspective and perceptions. Don't hold on to what you once believed or thought to be true. Good God, that's good advice. I don't care who you are at this moment of now, because there's so much that we've all thought was true that just is not. Wow. Allow yourself to be shown another version of events, another way of perceiving. That's so important. I did not know we were going to have the lawnmower, so I'm so sorry for that. And of course, I didn't tell Albert that I was going to go live either. So no worries. If you can't hear me, I am so sorry, but I got to do it for my own self. There we go. I closed my window. That'll help some. Okay, so I'm just going to say that again in case you missed it. This oracle brings you guidance. Trust in your changing perspective and perceptions. Don't hold on to what you once believed or thought to be true. Allow yourself to be shown another version of events, another way of perceiving. Don't focus on what is not working in your current estimation of things, for that is nothing more than a passing opinion. Boy, oh boy, have I said that a lot. My judgment of a situation is nothing but my opinion. And that goes for all of us, every single one of us, on any and every topic. I pick one. It doesn't matter. It's all just a matter of opinion. And those opinions fluctuate and gravitate in severity depending on people's experiential filters. And it can be no other way, by the way. That's the only way that would actually operate. So don't focus on what is not working in your current estimation of things, for that is nothing more than a passing opinion. You are being given an opportunity to see and know yourself, others, and particular life circumstances very differently. Embrace it. Don't resist what is being shown to you, for even if there are some struggles in adjusting your view at first, because believe me, there are, ultimately this change in perception will free you and bring you more deeply into the wellspring of your own inner peace and happiness. Oh my God, I know that is so true for me. Wow. I did want to, the whole time I'm doing this, the fairies and my very special deck, the light language deck, wants to come out. This deck will eventually be available for purchase, but it is at the moment, I hold one of only 3 decks in existence. And I love that. So this is a light language activations deck from Journey Into It, my friend Chris Hemphill. And ooh, okay, that one. Oh, you know what? I forgot to mark the numbers on these. Oh, for heaven's sakes. I don't know which one this is. I've got the numbers over here, but I forgot to mark my deck. See, I've got a prototype. Well, I'm going to show it to you guys because the activation, good Lord. Boy, I see a portal in that. For me, this is wow. Okay. I'm going to keep showing this to you guys because you won't be able to see what I'm doing. I'm going to go over here and pull up. Oh, come on. What did I do with it? I really, really, really want to do this. So just hang on a second, y'all. And I promise I'm going to leave. This keeps shutting itself down off of my off of my laptop. And I'm not quite sure why it's doing that. But while I'm looking for this, I want to tell you guys, write this down. Knewlightstreaming.love. That's KNEWLIGHT streaming.love. That's a new website. You can go there right now and you can see that it's coming soon. That is one of the things that I have been not really that much helping in, but a little more than, because I'm really feeling in two different places at once. I don't know if any of you guys are having this, and I'm hoping, again, I want to do a conscious conversation about this, because honestly, there is that's the portal of creation. No wonder I felt a portal in that. Okay. This one is the portal of creation. Okay. And there we go. It's card number 15. So numerologically, that's a 6. And it's all about balance, harmony, and love. 6s are, right? Did you know that yes, you are a creator being, magnificent, powerful, and courageous, enough to even think about all the possibilities, limitless. This encoded art brings forward an activation deep within you to unlock and open a portal of creation. Some may call it a void or a 0-point space, where if you can dream it, you can create it. Allow this activation to settle deep within your core. Allow it to call you into its space of remembrance. Allow this activation to say, I already read that, a space that you have created from many times before. Unlock the secrets you hold within. Swirl in your truth and allow for an awakening like never before. You are this portal of life itself. Go create. Well, for those of you that have followed me for a while, you'll know that I had a dream some time ago, a long time ago now. I didn't understand what it was, and at the time, and I have more information about it now, of going through a portal very similar to this. And I think we do that sort of thing all the time. We just don't always bring it back with us. But I'm feeling like the more open I become to being shown the truth of who and what I am, the more self-responsibility I take, the more I'm shown. And it's huge, and I can see now why that you can't see it all at once. For one thing, it's a little overwhelming. At least it was has been for me, and it takes a minute. It takes a minute for me to see the puzzle pieces fall into place. I've said this before. I just was saying this to someone yesterday, I think it was. And because things aren't linear, this book that I'm telling y'all, if you're interested in doing this in company, get your email in. We're going to start this Friday, September 8th, 1 p.m. Eastern time. We meet for 2 hours. We're going to read it together and stop and chat about it when anybody feels called to. This is what we're going to do. And this is really activating me, like in with the synchronicities that are happening with it. I'm so excited about folks being exposed to this that are called to it. And you got to be called to it. I feel like, because after my experience, there's no other way around that for me. Oh boy, of course. I'm not surprised. Undressing of a salad came out now, and because there are two. Well, I was going to say there are two energies right now, but there's actually more than that. I'm feeling way more than just two energies. Some of them I really don't quite have descriptors for, because they're so feel so new actually. So this is card number 31, which numerologically is a 4, which is all about foundation, which is an important theme as well. And it's called, oh wow, undressing of a salad. The key words for this card are balance. Now, isn't that what I just said about that other card? Because it was a 6. It represents balance, love, harmony. This card, its numerological value represents foundation, and it too is speaking on balance. It says avoiding extremes, achieving the impossible, and being impossible. Brian called this painting the dressing of a salad. But in an earlier stage of the Good Fairies, Bad Fairies manuscript, it was the undressing of a salad. I've combined the names here because they show us important aspects of the card. The dressing of a salad requires a good balance. Disparate elements must blend into a tasty whole. The undressing of a salad requires truly remarkable adroitness. At first, one might think it impossible, but Adroito, whom we see busily balancing magical balls, is the fairy of doing impossible things. He is also the fairy of being impossible, and the fairy of avoiding extremes. Sound impossible? Well, of course it is. Both Adroito and Sally, crouched above him, are intently focused on balancing things, and the large gnome in the center finds this very amusing. He looks in two directions at once, seeing the impossibility of keeping things that are in constant motion in balance at all times, like the juggling act of life. Of course, we fall out of balance. Of course, we occasionally drop the ball. Sometimes we drop the ball, or a bird flies by and snatches it from us, and we just have to invent another one. Sometimes this seems as impossible as undressing a salad. There are times when we have to turn bad luck into good, and that isn't always easy, especially if someone else seems determined to turn good luck into bad. Everything is integrating and disintegrating at the same time. Confusion is rife, but we still try to create order and put things into balance. I can't tell you because I just recorded 2 or 3 of these channelings this morning that are talking about this very thing. I'm telling you, I cannot unsee this. I cannot unsee this stuff. Wow. The whole universe is hurtling through time at an astonishing rate, and it is difficult to keep balance on a rapidly moving object, especially as it appears to lurch unpredictably from time to time. Sooner or later, a Joyto or Sally or both will drop their balls. The sulky looking fellow on the left is clearly waiting to snatch one or two so that he can play too, or maybe just so a Joyto and Sally cannot. My money is on a Joyto, though. He is smart enough to realize that old balls wear out and new ones must be brought into play. He is ready to deal with this. The balance changes constantly, but it is still balance. Things are in motion and the outcome is impossible to predict. A cool head is required to deal with this, as is a readiness to jump in whatever direction seems appropriate. Yeah, that I've felt a huge push within myself again to relax and be very flowy. Not to put a whole lot of expectations on myself or anybody else, and just be real flowy, going with the flow, sort of energy, you know. Yeah, especially with the stuff going on with Uranus and all the planets being retrograde. Sudden changes of fortune may appear good or bad. Again, that's at Uranus, but they are in flux and can be rechanneled if necessary. Develop poise, stay calm. You can come out a winner here, but it is likely to take concentrated effort. Use power and delicacy along with discretion. I really do. Wow. It's just so wild to me how things, when one is really looking inward, it feels as though the entirety of creation begins to speak, to answer. Seek and ye shall find is really big right now for me, and ask and it is answered is another thing that just keeps coming up. So I hope that this has been helpful if you were guided to be here today, keeping in mind that there's not going to be a lot filling out this channel. This book that I'm doing now will be here, but it will also reside at the new spot, which is coming. Like I said, go to KNEW Light, LIGHT, streaming, STREAMING.love. Go to that website and you'll see that that is coming soon. That is where you'll find all kinds of really new, cool stuff. Lisa, Chris, and I will be having a conversation. I think it will be on Monday that we're going to be talking about it and share much, much more with you at that time. Those of you who have participated in Lisa's workshops, my housemate Lisa Flamino Rush, you will know her from the Actionable Intuitive Intel with Lisa. That has become Love Letters from the Universe, and her self-mastery workshops are still available. You can go to visit her at heartsongmusings.wordpress.com for the moment, but soon you can link there from newlightstreaming.love. So all of this is hopefully going to start, you'll start seeing more and more of this. We're going to have a whole bunch of stuff coming up, and I would love to get to know you all over there in that new venue as well. So keep a lookout for more of these channelings, because they'll be coming. I will be doing more of these as the days progress, because I'm driven to it right now. So that's going to keep happening. If you are having really cool and interesting things happen to you and you don't have anyone to talk to about those sorts of things because people think you're crazy, or, you know, this is part of the reason why I started my channel to begin with in the first place, all those years ago when I started Conscious Conversation Central. As one begins to turn inward and look at self, a lot of things happen that, I don't know, just in company, hearing what everyone else is kind of experiencing helped me to see me a little better. Now, that doesn't always work for everyone because, again, we are all one, but we are also completely unique, and we're meant to be. And my way of getting here will not work for you. No one can tell you that their way will absolutely work for you. If they do, they're being disingenuous or misled or something, in my opinion, because of the uniqueness of each of us. Or they may be able to help provide puzzle pieces as a way into you. That's what I have found. Puzzle pieces galore. But they're all very unique only to you, and only you can get to know you on any sort of level, or at least that's been my experience. And so, but again, having somebody to talk to has been very helpful for me. And so that's what Conscious Conversation Central was all about. If you want to get in touch, have a conversation, record it or not, share it or not, reach out. Conscious Conversation Central at gmail.com, and we'll hook it up in Zoom. It's just like being there. Mwah. I hope that this has been helpful for you. I hope that you will continue to move towards that which brings you joy in each moment that presents itself to you. It really is just a matter of perspective. And if you are being bowled over by energies that don't feel joyful, take a breath, pull yourself out of those energies for a moment even. Put yourself up on a rock. Get to the point where you can survey all of what might be available to you. Step into a different perspective and see, perhaps there's something in the minute, in the moment, that has been overlooked that could bring higher joy, that could alleviate the situation for yourself. It's all a matter of perspective and one's perception of that perspective. That's the way it has been for me. So until we meet again, be well, my friends.